So after having gone to the theater to see Glen Powell's new dystopian action film, The Running Man, I have to tell you guys that, for the most part, the movie is exactly what you think it will be. Now, I thought the opening image could have been better, though it wasn't necessarily bad. I thought the setup was fine, and of course, the catalyst was extremely predictable, given the trailers, but the movie does manage to get to the point fairly quickly, which I guess I can appreciate given my disdain for bloated runtimes. Now, the first real narrative issue I had with this film was in the debate section. I found it to be lacking. I felt like Ben decided to be on The Running Man way too quickly, especially given that he had spent the entirety of the setup explaining to his wife that he absolutely would not be on The Running Man. But from there, the movie moved forward with lots of action, which is ultimately what we all wanted to see in a film like this anyway, though I did find the third act to be a bit overly contrived to the point of not making very much sense. Now, I thought for the most part, Glen Powell was a good choice to play Ben, and I think he did a pretty good job, though I don't believe his character was properly set up in order to have what I would consider to be a narratively sound arc over the course of the story. But Glen Powell clearly wants to be an action hero. In fact, he wants to be Tom Cruise, and he's even said as much in interview after interview over the last few years. And I think he may be able to get that done over the course of his career, despite people saying that this movie may bomb at the box office. I thought overall casting was a bit of a mixed bag, with some odd choices in some areas, and I see Katie O'Brien is doing it big right now because she's literally got 2 movies at the box office. And my girl Amelia Jones was also in this movie playing a character that I found her to be a rather interesting fit for. Despite that fact, the acting was fine, especially given the kind of movie this was. I thought the movie played fast overall, with the story focusing on dystopian societal control, media manipulation, and ultimately using violence as entertainment. And we've seen movies with similar themes over the course of the last 20 years in Hollywood, with The Hunger Games maybe being the most popular one. I thought the directing here was fine, as was the production design, and I thought the film's ending drove home both the narrative and thematic points of the story. Now, overall, I'd give this movie a 65% or 6.5 out of 10 if you're thinking IMDb score, a C- for a letter grade. Look, this movie is your typical run-of-the-mill popcorn action flick. It doesn't much try to reinvent the wheel, again, outside of maybe some casting decisions. It's a film that seems fairly comfortable being what it is, with okay writing, the story that has some holes in it, specifically the plot points involving choices that Ben makes throughout, neither of which does the story any narrative favors. But plenty of things go boom in this one. And ultimately, that's what films like this lean on at the box office. The fact that men are going to walk into the theaters to see cars go fast and things blow up from bang the bullets. So if you're looking for a halfway fun Friday or Saturday night this weekend, I think this movie will ultimately do the trick, though it's certainly not the most prolific action film I've seen this year.